let's deep dive into the study on the optimal time to pull the goalie in hockey. Today we'll explore the insights from the research paper Pulling the Goalie Hockey and Investment Implications by Clifford, Asness and Aaron Brown, and how these findings played out in the recent Stanley Cup Final between the Florida Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers. Let's get started. Last night, the Edmonton Oilers managed to fend off elimination by beating the Florida Panthers 5-3 in Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final. Connor McDavid led the Oilers with 2 goals and 2 assists, including a crucial empty net goal in the final seconds. Despite a strong comeback attempt by the Panthers, who pulled their goalie in the final minutes, the Oilers held on, pushing the series to Game 6 in Edmonton. This game highlighted the strategic importance of when to pull the goalie, a topic deeply analyzed in the Asness and Brown study. Clifford, Asness and Aaron Brown aimed to determine the best time for a hockey coach to pull the goalie when trailing. Their research built a mathematical model to find the optimal time for this move, and drew parallels to investment strategies. Their model considered several key factors. 1. The chance of scoring with the goalie in place. 2. The chance of scoring with an extra attacker. 3. The chance of the opponent scoring on an empty net. 4. The current score difference. 5. The time left in the game. They used data from NHL games to calculate these probabilities. The model suggests pulling the goalie much earlier than traditionally done. Here's a detailed breakdown for different scenarios. When trailing by 1 goal, the model recommends pulling the goalie with around 6 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the game. This is significantly earlier than the traditional 1-minute mark. The rationale is to provide more time for the extra attacker to make an impact and score the tying goal, maximizing the chance to earn at least 1 point by forcing overtime. The potential gain from scoring and tying the game outweighs the risk of conceding an additional goal. The increase in scoring probability with an extra attacker justifies this aggressive strategy. When trailing by 2 goals, the model suggests pulling the goalie at around 13 minutes remaining in the game. This might sound surprising, but the team needs more time to overcome the 2-goal deficit. By pulling the goalie earlier, they increase their chances of scoring twice to tie the game. Although this strategy might seem risky, the chances of winning or tying the game increase because the team creates more scoring opportunities. The potential reward of gaining points in the standings far outweighs the downside of losing by a larger margin. When trailing by 3 goals, the model's recommendation is even more aggressive. It suggests pulling the goalie with 23 minutes and 40 seconds remaining, which is still in the second period. The idea is that the team needs as much time as possible to mount a comeback. In this scenario, the team needs 3 goals to tie the game. By pulling the goalie earlier, they maximize their chances of achieving this, even though it significantly increases the risk of conceding more goals. Since the team's probability of winning or tying the game is already low, the aggressive move makes sense as a way to change the dynamics of the game. In the recent Game 5, the Florida Panthers were trailing and pulled their goalie in the final minutes, which is a traditional approach. However, if they had followed the recommendations from the Asness and Brown study, they might have pulled their goalie much earlier, providing more time for the extra attacker to influence the game. Let's consider the specifics. With the Panthers trailing by multiple goals, pulling the goalie with 13 minutes or even 23 minutes and 40 seconds remaining could have given them a better chance to mount a comeback. This aggressive strategy could have maximized their scoring opportunities, potentially turning the tide of the game. Connor McDavid's empty net goal in the final seconds sealed the game for the Oilers, but with more time and pressure from an extra attacker, the Panthers could have equalized the score earlier and forced overtime. The model suggests that the short-term risk of conceding more goals is outweighed by the long-term benefit of increasing their chances to tie or win the game. In summary, the key takeaway is that teams should consider pulling the goalie much earlier than traditionally done. This aggressive strategy, though it comes with higher short-term risks, offers a better chance of improving long-term outcomes by maximizing standings points. Subscribe to our channel and hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. See you next time.
David kept playing, and Bill Zito thinks, okay, you got a second chance. Instead, it's Connor McDavid again. Back-to-back elimination games, comes up with a huge game.